Okay, so this one is now lovely. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I have watched this recently, meaning a year or two ago instead of like 10 or 5 years. Pretty weird. Sticking up. Okay. I did not see this in theaters. I was 1 year old when this came out. There we go. Mr. What is my brain? Luke Perry. I almost called him a different 90s teen heartthrob name. Or 80s, whatever. I didn't watch the shows they were on him. So I almost called him Jason Priestley for some reason. Jason Priestley looks completely different than Luke Perry. But for some reason I get them not confused, but when I see one I always remember Luke Perry's name more than Jason Priestley's name. When I see Luke Perry, Jason Priestley's name instead of Luke Perry's name. It's very weird. Sorry, tangent. And lovely Christy Swanson, who was amazing on Psych. Sorry to say that. This movie came before the show. I saw it after. I don't know if I saw it after the show had finished or not. So I was 12 when it finished. I might have. Not watched it till after the show had finished. Just think I rented it, and it's rated PG-13, so maybe. Written by Joss Whedon, they kind of went off script. They kept rewriting. The result was not what he had envisioned. So that kind of sucks. But it's still good. It's good for boys, and actually, kind of, the TV show actually takes place after this, like story-wise. Like the pilot takes place after the whole thing, fire and all the events of this movie. And if you've seen this movie and you watch Buffy, the show, the first episode, you're like, oh, this reference and this reference and this reference. Get it. And Giles wasn't her first watcher, too. I keep looking over there because that's where the thing is. Giles wasn't her first watcher. Okay. I'm a big fan of the TV show. Atticus is too, as you can tell. It's very true. He claims himself great. It's Donald Sutherland, who I love, because Donald Sutherland is awesome. I'm not a big fan of his son. Yeah, Paul Rubens is in it, and he's very good and very funny. Rutger Hauer's in it, and he's Rutger Hauer, and he's handsome and wonderful. Luke Perry, as I said, Hilary Swank's in this, Ben Affleck is in this movie. I'm looking at IMDb right now. Stephen Root, I didn't know Stephen Root was in it. Come on. I remember seeing you going, oh my god, it's Ben Affleck. Where are you? Yeah. He's uncredited as basketball player 10. And Alexis Arquette. Rip. You were wonderful. I really liked her. She was a really good actor. Ricky Lake is in this, man. Seth Green. You don't see him. He got cut out in most of the movie. You see the back of his head in one scene, because when I found out, I was like, oh my god. Because he played Oz in the show. Yeah. David Arquette's really good and really funny in it. Okay, so we're gonna read. Sorry, back kills me in this position. Flighty teenage girl learns that she's a generation's distant battler. That's a horrible summary. Buffy Summers has the lightsaber a young woman could want: cheerleading, dating, the captain basketball team, copious amounts of shopping with friends. She has no idea her true calling until a mysterious man named Merrick, who's Donald Sutherland, approaches her and told her that she's the Slayer, one woman called to defend the world from vampires. Reluctant to concede that fact, Buffy soon learns that Merrick speaks the truth and so begins to take her new life seriously while trying to maintain the sense of normality in her life as what had once been, with her very best friend slowly abandoning her. Buffy finds solace in the town's outcast, Pike, who is Luke Perry, who knows very well the terrors that have arisen. Together they combat the forces of old and powerful vampire Lothos, who's Rutger Hauer, because he's always a bad guy. Except in Lady Dog, who is I said on Buffy. David Arquette plays his best friend who gets turned into a vampire. So I can't find the camera. And it's basically that. Like, she's a lot preppier than Buffy was in the show, which means, like, you think about it, if it takes place, if that's how Buffy used to be, and then how she turned out to be, even in the pilots and stuff, and the first season when she's a little bit more girly. I mean, she's always been really girly, but not as, like, she doesn't go, yeah, she didn't do all that crap. Sorry to anybody who does that. And I doubt anybody does that anymore, because that's like a 90s and 80s thing. Christy Swanson does a really good job at playing Buffy. That you can believe her being cheerleader, and she does a lot of gymnastics with that. That's how she gets agility and all that in the movie. And that she's kind, like she's not a bitchy cheerleader. And you realize that her friends aren't really her friends; they're just friends with her because they like the same thing. It's really interesting. Donald Sutherland is one of the people who kept changing the script, and that would piss off Joss, who I love. So yeah, how much did this do? This didn't do very well. Didn't do horribly. Yeah, no, it didn't. It wasn't a giant hit, but it wasn't a flop. Sorry. Just looking at Luke Perry's thing, because like he's at Riverdale right now. Luke Perry's 50. Holy shit. My brain. They allow her to like go ace in there. What age they were in. He never gets enough love. Again, as I said before, Christy Swanson was amazing on Psych. When she came on, like, she was supposed to be a one-off on Psych. She was in a few, how many episodes was she on? 6. So she was on 6 episodes, and she was supposed to be on 1. And every time she came, she was wonderful. And this is the back of the lovely box. There's Mr. Donald Sutherland. Focus. I think that's her boyfriend, her old boyfriend being eaten. I think that, and then there she is right there. Of course, wait, this way, Luke Perry. There. I think it was supposed to be kind of from, like, they try to make it more like the American Werewolf in London, which was the sequel to Paris, which was slightly sillier, but had the same tone. So, that's it. It's a good movie if you're interested in it. It's the best movie ever. It's cheesy and it's great for cheesiness. If you like the show, you should check this out just to check it out so you've seen it. Be like when you watch MASH. If people still watch MASH, I still watch MASH. Like to watch both the movie and then the show. Okay. Atticus, are we done? Yes, we're done. We might do this one. We are going to do Burn After Reading, I think. And then what are you going to do? Maybe that one. Okay.